All right, so today is going to be all about the primary side of the bike. We're going to be going over two things here, all right? First, we're going to go over how to properly adjust your clutch engagement on your electric glide, and then we're also going to go over how to adjust your primary chain tension and check it and make sure it's all within spec. So first, we're going to go ahead and get into adjusting the clutch. All right, first thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna run this all the way down like this, completely take all the slack out of the cable. So whenever you do that, you should be able to just fully hold that clutch in and nothing happen, all right? Fully floppy. All right, so now what we have done is I went ahead and I removed the floorboard over here. It just makes it easier to work in here. And we went ahead and loosened up this lock nut, and I turned this clockwise to back it out, the actual Allen key. So now we're gonna take our 7/32 Allen and we're gonna work this clockwise, all right? So I like to put it in there like that, go slow, until we feel it lightly seat, okay? So I felt like it lightly seated right there. So let's see. So what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna have it sit up here. Yeah, that's seating. Lightly seating, right? That's what you wanna do. You want it to do it all underneath its own weight of the Allen key, all right? So nothing more than that. So there we go, lightly seated. All right, and then it says to turn it 1/2 turn to a full turn the other way. So I'm gonna do a 1/2 turn. All right, and then we'll tighten this guy down, this lock nut. It's really nice if you have offset wrenches for this part. I don't, so it's kind of a pain to get it in there, and you want to hold that Allen as still as you can. So there we go. So now your clutch is adjusted in here. So now we got to take care of the slack in the cable. All right, so now we go ahead and we just start backing this guy out. All right. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna back this out until we get 2 to 3 millimeters of play in the actual clutch lever. So I'll show you what we're looking for there in just a minute. All right, and this is what we mean by about 2 to 3 millimeters of play. All right, so that's how you adjust it. So now we got that done. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and, whoop. We're gonna go ahead and tighten this lock nut down to here as like a jam nut. So we're gonna take 2 wrenches, one there, one down there, and jam nut this together and then double check our play up top. All right, so now we're gonna check our tension here on our primary chain. I got a pretty easy way that I check it. I take an Allen key and just wrap it with some painter's tape, all right? And then I'm gonna stick it in there to where it just barely touches the chain, all right? So just barely, all right? And then I'm gonna push up. And then now that we've pushed up, we'll go ahead and mark it. And then we'll see. All right. So go ahead and do it again. All right. So we double checked it. And this is our distance from this blue line to this blue line, or to this black line. That's how much the slack is right there. That's way too much. We're supposed to have about a 1/2 inch. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and adjust that. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and adjust it. We're going to loosen this guy up. Oh, there you go. Now we can move it all we want. So we'll move it up just a little bit from where it was. All right, so now we can recheck it. All right, so once again, we go ahead and we put it on there, about where we want it. Just barely touching it, and then we push up. All right, then we mark it. And we go ahead and we look. The smallest you want the gap in here is 5/8. And best way I've seen to check it is to actually use a wrench. So go ahead and check it. And yeah, that's just a hair over 5/8 of an inch, so we're good. The range is 5/8 to 7/8 of an inch. So there we go. So now all we gotta do is we gotta tighten this nut here. And the torque spec of this nut is 22 to 29 foot-pounds. All right, the important thing to remember here whenever we're tightening this is it's going to have a little bit of oil on those threads probably. So you're going to want to go at the lowest end of the torque range just to get it started. So we're going to go ahead and go at 21. There we go. Got it. Now we'll go ahead, put the gasket back on, put our inspection cover back on, and run our bolts in. All right, and there we go. That's how we adjust our clutch and adjust our primary chain tension. So then now you go, you take it for a rip, check it out, make sure your clutch cable and everything feels good, and go on and ride. All right, till next time, have a good one.